guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I am doing a review of the Radiant Tarot by Alexandra Eldridge and Tony Barnstone. And this is a deck that was sent to me by the creators for review. And I took a look at a few of the images and I was like, you know what, I think this deck is right down my alley, so I would have been more than happy to review it. Okay, so I've taken some time to actually use the deck, see how I like it, see how my intuition plays with it, so that I could give you guys a proper review. And first of all, it comes in this ginormous box. So for me, I think I'm gonna have to place this in a little tarot bag because to carry around this big heavy box might be cumbersome. When this box came, it was shrink wrapped, and on the back of the shrink wrap, it also had, I just wanted to show you just some information, kind of like you would see on the back of like a tuck box or something. So anyway, I just thought I would keep this bit of information for you guys. So there you go. So anyway, it was on the back just like that, and it was shrink wrapped. Okay, moving on, let's open her up here. The Radiant Tarot. Nature is imagination itself. And I figured, I'd come outdoors today because the Radiant Tarot is all about incorporating Mama Gaia and all of her inhabitants. The search is for the inherent radiance in all things. Beautiful. Okay, before we take a look at the cards there, let's go ahead and take a look at the guidebook. And by the way, this is a proper book. So if you actually want to put this on your bookshelf, that would be fabulous. Okay, I have a little bit, so just a few notes here on the creators, just so you have a whole ditty about it. So let me just read through it real quick, and then we'll take a look inside here. By the way, full color, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this is the creation of the Radiant Tarot deck was born from the author and artist's years of working with archetypal images, the universal symbolic language, and relating them to creativity. Animal and plant kingdoms animate the artwork, honoring and acknowledging the interconnectedness of all life. The art is inspired by Gaia Mind, where all creations form animal, vegetable, mineral affect our precious planet in life-supporting ways. William Blake speaks of animal forms of wisdom, says that nature is imagination itself. It is the creative energy of these master artists drawn from the natural world that inspire the Radiant Tarot. So that's just kind of a little bit of background, and also why I'm outdoors today for this particular review. Okay, so the creators, first the artists, which you guys are gonna fall in love with the art. Alexandra Eldridge, co-founder of Golganuza, is a center for the arts based upon the philosophies of William Blake. She has had over 40 solo shows and has participated in many group shows throughout the US and internationally. Many of her collections can be found, or her artwork can be found in the collections of William Hurt, Steve Buscemi, Eddie Falco, and more. So fabulous artist. And Tony Barnstone, we're going to have to read, even though I can read tarot cards, we're going to have to read from the guidebook just a little bit, because you guys need to see how Tony Barnstone writes, because it's freaking awesome. But anyway, Tony Barnstone is a professor of English at Whittier College and the author of 21 books and a music CD. He earned his PhD from the University of California, Berkeley. I didn't go to Berkeley, but I'm from Cali. He is also a distinguished translator of Chinese poetry and literary prose. He is a recipient of the Pushcart Prize in Poetry, the Poets Prize, the Benjamin Saltman Award, the John Chiardi Prize, and fellowships from the National Endowment of the Arts, the National Endowment for the Humanities, and the California Arts Council. All right. Now, with that preamble, let's go ahead and dive into the guidebook here. So here you see a lovely table of contents, and like I said, it's full color, which is nice. And here it just talks a little bit about why the art is the way it is and why it's been written in a particular way. It also talks about creativity and using this to connect to Gaia and remembering that you are part of Gaia, because you're here, everything, animal, mineral, every rock, everything that we create, because we are from Gaia, is from Gaia as well, So lots of cool stuff. There's some ways you could get started with the deck, some journaling, and they have some various spreads for you guys to use. And I think it's always cool to take a little gander at spreads that were created by the creators, the artists. Okay, so as it goes through each of the cards, you'll get just a little description, of course, of just what's going on in the card itself. And then you get your Rider-Waite-Smith meaning. And then this is the write-up from Tony Barnstone, and this is where he gets to use a lot of his creative writing in order to explain what's going on in the card, which I think is really cool. Then on the back here, there's just some musings where it's anecdotal knowledge that the author uses to connect to that particular card, which I think is neat. And then how you could use it creatively each day and how it connects astrologically. And I love the little quotes that are a part of every card. So you're going to kind of see that throughout here. So I think that this is a great book to utilize, even if you're not referring to it for the card meanings. I think just for reading and perusing and taking it all in, I think it's a good book. So give it a read if you do end up getting this deck. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and put that aside and let's take a look at our cards. Like I said, oh, hello, Ant. Let's put you out here. Like I said, I'm probably going to put this into a little tarot bag. But anyway, inside here it says the extraordinary in the ordinary. How cool is that? Okay. I have forgotten to take out a tarot card that I had indoors, but I just wanted to say that it's just ever so slightly larger, like meaning taller and wider than a standard tarot size card, but it's just so slightly. So like I would say like a regular tarot size card would be to about right here and to about right up here. So it's not much bigger, but it's slightly bigger. Okay, so let's take a look at the back here. And you have a beautiful sun that I suppose you could do reversals with. And it does have a matte finish, so it's not too shiny, as you can see. And it does shuffle really well, so it's got a nice surface to it. As far as cardstock, I'd say it's in the upper 200 GSM, so not too thick, but also not really too thin. So really good for riffle shufflers, really good for side shufflers. Okay, so let's then dive into this beautiful deck and its wonderful images. Okay. So you can see that it does have a white border around it. I would have preferred, and this is just personal preference, if the art expanded all the way to the edges, because I think that the art is beautiful. I mean, let me get in nice and tight here. But the art is gorgeous, and I want to see that on the entirety of the whole card. So I wouldn't even mind if there was a white border down here, but I would have liked to have seen the art extending out. But I know that sometimes some of the art gets clipped, just constraining to the size of a tarot card. So I understand, but I think the art is lovely and I would have liked to have seen that. Okay, so you might be saying, is this a pip deck? Well, it's kind of an illustrated-ish pip deck. So you know that normally with the Eight of Swords, you would have like the girl that's kind of bound and she's blindfolded and she can't get her way out. But here you have a bird inside of the swords, and there's a little butterfly kind of hinting to the meaning of this card. So it's not like just cups, but there's also something else ever so subtly going on inside of it, so that you know maybe what that may be. This may be a little bit harder to read if you don't have maybe a firm grasp in the meaning in a Rider-Waite-Smith system. And RWS is not the only tarot system out there, but this one more closely aligns to that system. So I'm just saying it might be harder, but I'm never one to tell people kind of where they should start with their first deck. You should start with the deck that you connect with the most. and you'd be most inclined to learn from and work with. So there you go. But I just love the softness of the deck in color. Even though some of the colors are very vibrant, it just also feels smooth or soft. And I do love the mixture of, you know, animal, plant, also putting animal heads on top of human bodies, I think is interesting. They used to creep me out, PS, before, but for some reason I feel like it just works in this deck. Three of Wands, you know, normally there's somebody kind of looking out and there's ships coming in, and, you know, so it's semi illustrated. Maybe I'll scoot this camera back just a little bit. There we go. You guys hear the pool in the background. I thought it would have a nice water effect for this particular review. I've pulled a few cards for Instagram already with this deck. I've done a few readings for myself, for James with this deck. And I find it's to the point when it reads, but the voice that my intuition places on this deck is unique. It's almost out of this world, even though this is very Gaia-centered, if that makes any sense. And so I will do a reading at the end of this video, as I always do, just so you can see how I would read with the deck. But I also want to read from the guidebook, because like I said, I just really love the way that Tony Barnstone writes. So maybe we'll look at one of his anecdotes, you know, one of his stories that goes along with the card. I think that might be cool. So I'll do a little reading, but then, you know, we'll see what he has for anecdote. So excellent job, Alexandra Eldridge, although you didn't need me to tell you that, because obviously she's like freaking award-winning and her work is all over the place. Just so fabulous. I love that sun card. Here in this deck, the animal heads on human bodies, it just works. It works. And remember that you can pause the video at any moment if you want to see the card for a little bit longer. I love the laurel wreath on the Six of Wands here. Very cool. So I haven't had the deck for too long, I'd say for a couple of weeks, but it's been a good reader so far. I have paired it with oracle cards already and works well. I'm actually using more of my Ted Andrews decks paired with this, because Ted Andrews, as we know, was everything animals. So I figured, why not pair the animal dude with the animal type deck, the Gaia deck. Oh, and I was reading a lot about this one, about why there is like the lion riding what appears to be an elephant, but its connection with Ganesh and moving through obstacles and all that. It's just so cool. I can't wait to read from the guidebook with you guys. Very unique for the strength card, and for me, when I'm looking at to see if I might connect with a deck's images or not, I quickly go to the strength card because that's my birth card. But I also go to the Fool card, because normally having a clown as a fool kind of freaks me out, because clowns. So those are like the two major ones I look to. Oh, they're fighting, they're bickering with each other. Love this temperance card. I love all the cards, by the way. I love the different colored backgrounds based on the suits. Oh, that death card though. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All right, so this is the part of the video where I'm going to do a little reading. Normally I pull 3 cards, but I'm just going to pull 1 card here and just do a deep dive into it. And then we'll look at just a little bit of what Tony Barnstone had to add about this particular card. So let's see, a message for whoever's watching this. If it doesn't connect with you, that's totally fine. Just, you know, I hope that you enjoyed looking at all this fabulous artwork. Okay, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Fabulous. Let's go ahead and look into this card more deeply. Do you see what I mean by the art should have extended all the way to the edges? Because it's beautiful. Okay, so with this, I just see total symmetry and balance. And in this, whatever it is that you guys are working on in 3D, in the physical, you know, whether you're physically working on your bodies or you're working on, you know, something with family, or you're physically building something, or something for a business or a side project or anything like that, it would behoove you to bring others in, either for their opinion and critique, or to actually help, you know, space out some of the labor that you might incur when creating this project. But balance comes when we realize that we're not alone. You know, obviously sometimes we may feel alone on this planet, but you're never alone, because we're all connected. Our souls are all connected. So if you feel like, oh, I have to do this project all by myself, remember that, well, you're connected to everybody anyway, so you're actually not all by yourself. So you might as well bring in your other soul counterparts, the pieces of you that are in everybody and everything on this planet, to help you. And it would alleviate any stress that you may have, so that you can enjoy the actual project even more. And you help them in the process, because people love to help others. So this is just a reminder to ask for help, bring others in, either through critique, just have them, you know, get a second opinion. But yeah, bringing in the aid of others is definitely going to help out, and also to make things feel more balanced and look more balanced, and possibly have a better product at the end. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at what Mr. Barnstone has written about the 3 of Pentacles here. So there's our cups, there's our wands, swords, pentacles, pentacles. Let's see what he has for, let's take a look at musings. An alien lands on Earth and wanders onto a basketball court. Suddenly a round orange object comes flying at it. The alien whips out a weapon and blasts the thing to pieces. What else was the alien supposed to do? Or else the alien instinctively catches the ball and holds it, while the humans shout out, "Pass," or "I'm open," or "Shoot." Is this a game? How is the alien supposed to play when nobody has explained what to do? The alien on the basketball court is the person new to modern poetry, dance, music, or art. What is happening here? How am I supposed to understand without a rule book, much less play the game myself? Well, it all becomes easier when you realize 3 things. Art is a game. It's easier to play when you know the rules. The games are fun, especially when played with others. The Three of Pentacles opens the door for you to learn from a teacher by joining a class or workshop. Alternatively, you can join a creativity group or gather with like-minded friends and explore this new fantastic planet together. See what I'm saying? I love his writing. It's great. And Nora Jones says, for me, making music is part social, part interactive, part collaboration. Love me some Nora Jones, by the way. Okay, so there you go, you guys. That is my review of the Radiant Tarot by Alexandra Eldridge and Tony Barnstone. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'll put a link down below to where you can purchase this deck if you are interested. But otherwise, you know, I just like making these reviews because I'm a connoisseur of art, you know, and I want to put more art out there, and, you know, and good vibes. So maybe you stop by for that. Maybe you stop by to actually, you know, take a gander at something you'd want to purchase, and that's totally up to you. But anyway, all the information is down below. And that's it for me, spiritual homies. I hope you dug this. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, ding, ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different types of readings. I have conchomancy, where I read with seashells. I have scrying, mediumship, rainbow bridge readings, where I actually connect with your pets that have passed away, crossed over the rainbow bridge. But I have things that I've also created, you know, salves and room and body sprays, bracelets. So definitely go check it out. But if you are looking for more witchy things, maybe you want to check out Desert Cauldron. It's all one word on Etsy. We have beautiful things like this. This is actually an 80 million year old mosasaur tooth. And we have placed a beautiful red opal on top. And this is just a freaking powerful, powerful wand. A lot of firepower. And also, mosasaur, as you know, was in the water, so lots of water power too. So fire and water. And just to hold it in your hand and to be able to direct the energy is just amazing. We only have one of these left. Don't know if we'd ever get any more 80 million year old fossil teeth, but so these are definitely one of a kind, but we have a lot of one of a kind items just like this. So definitely find us on Etsy, Desert Cauldron, or check us out on Instagram at desert.cauldron. All right, so anyway, like I said, all the information is down below. Also, my information for my Lillian Mystery School, where I teach Mayan astrology. I also have my newsletter, my Patreon homies, where I offer a lot of free goodies over there, and other things. So that's it. I will catch you guys later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.